What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Brick Lounge presented by SC Bricks. Once again, I'm your host, Eric. Joining me are my co-hosts, John and Kipp. What is up, gentlemen? How are we doing today?
What's happening, Eric?
Hey,
What's going on,
guys.
Kipp? How you guys doing?
It's a fun time to be with you guys. It's the end
Yeah.
of the year. It's the holiday season, and
Yes. Tis the season at the time of recording, and we have had quite the 2024. Lego has had quite the 2024. Us as individuals have had quite the 2024, and SC Bricks as a whole has had quite the 2024. But this week, ladies and gentlemen, we figured we would do a recap of all things Lego, personally, professionally, and from a hobby standpoint, and give you guys our individual top five Lego sets of 2024, which I am very excited for. And we had a little bit of a debate before recording began on who would claim a specific set that we will get into shortly.
And
all
Eric
three
won.
of us,
And I won.
Yeah.
had it.
I laid claim.
It's funny. I was a late entry. Like, I don't think you guys even thought about me, but that one,
No,
that
you
one
weren't
was.
you weren't even in
Actually,
consideration, John.
no, it wasn't even the thought. They're like, John would never pick that. But lo and behold, I'll go ahead and close that portion of my browser because I
Yeah,
don't.
just get rid of that. Move along.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into what that mystery set is and the rest of our individual top fives, guys, we normally ask about what's your week in Lego been. I want to talk about your year in Lego. Give me a brief recap. What's been going on in your Lego life for this year that you're excited to talk about, and what are you excited to look forward to in 2025?
Well, when it comes to Lego in 2024, there was a tremendous amount of sets that were released where they tickled my interest. And as a collector and as a Lego fiend, it was really hard for me to control my budget and stay reasonable in spending in 2020. I mean, as we're going to talk about, there were a number of great sets. Some of them were high dollar values. We don't all have unlimited funds, and so um, you always have to do some Lego budgeting, and especially when you're a collector or you're buying stuff to mock with, it all adds up. So I would say the year 2024 was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. Like, it was a lot of work keeping up with the cool sets. It was a lot of work deciding which ones to get. It was a lot of work not buying all of them right away. And knowing that
Put the
eventually,
stop.
yeah,
Put the
and knowing
brake
that
pedal on.
eventually they'll go on sale, and like trying to figure out which ones will go on sale eventually, because there was just a massive release. It was like Lego just decided to dump just a tremendous amount of sets out into the marketplace, and I personally loved a lot of them. So
And
that's my year
it
in
gets
terms of just
more and
Lego.
more. It gets more and more every year. I mean, they just officially revealed a lot of the January 2025. So listeners listening now will have a whole new round of sets available to them.
Well,
So
John, I
it's been
can't
something else.
believe you didn't mention something about your year in Lego, because it was literally your year in Lego. It was the year of
Space.
space.
Well,
Space.
I was saving it there. I don't want to give it all away, but you're right. It was the year of
Yeah.
space, and I'm thankful for that. And that'll show up later. Yeah.
They really did the year of space justice as far as
Yeah.
Yeah.
releases and whatnot
Putting it
goes.
Agreed.
throughout
Yeah.
different themes, just
Yes.
kind of letting it perforate through all of Legoscape.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that theming that they kicked off with space in 2024, and they've got the F1 stuff coming in 2025. And I'll be honest with you, like a theme of the year that perforates through different Lego themes themselves. I think that's a good idea. That's a great way of doing things. So I hope they continue that. So that's just my year of space side note. But Kip, what's been going on in your year in Lego?
Well, as we all know, I kind of started dipping my toe and it became my foot and now my leg into the art side of Lego.
Yeah,
So,
based on that box of light aqua tiles you held up on camera not that long ago, yeah, you're up to at least waist level in dots right now.
It's
so
a lot. It's a lot.
it's, I think this year alone, I've probably ordered, I hate to even say 100,000 dots
Goodness gracious. Yeah.
between pick a brick walls and just orders on Bricklink and Lego.com's Pab wall. It's It's been quite a year.
Yeah.
Enough so that, even though I didn't buy as many sets this year, even though I did buy a bunch, I didn't get a bunch of the top dollar ones this year because I was focusing on the art side of things more. So those,
You're
like John
building more.
like John was saying, we had to pump the brakes on things and not buy things right away. Those are on the list to buy, just not at the moment. They'll be bought before they get retired. So there's a lot that's out there right now that a couple of them are on my list that I haven't bought yet, but they are on the list to buy. They're, gonna be bought. So most of mine though are on the list because I've bought them, I've played with them, I liked them. They were my favorite builds of the year. So I'm just happy with everything that's been put out. The fact that I didn't buy as much as I normally do set wise this year, it kind of made this list gathering interesting for me. It gave me a slight challenge because I didn't want to just do what I bought because I couldn't get to some of the bigger dollar sets that I thought were some of the best of the year, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So, that being said, I'm looking forward to being able to display all my art in 2025.
You have the dots to do it, but then at the same time, you also don't. There's always more dots to be had.
Right?
I
I'm
I will
only
say this, if the apocalypse happens and the currency goes away, and the only valuable currency left is Lego dots, Kipp's the Bank of Kipp is the bank that I'm going to.
I'll have my money bin like Scrooge McDuck has his, but mine'll be in dots.
Too funny. Yeah,
I
Kip,
love
you've
it.
really turned that whole Lego experience, and I know that, we got a lot of things we could talk about when we talk about this year in Lego, and I think, just, the other thing I'll just mention this year in Lego is our year in Lego. Our This is kind of the wrap up of almost a full year for us
Yeah,
of, Brick Lounge experience, and, we added Cole to the mix. We've got a producer now extraordinaire, and we've got Cam for some B footage and some you know roadie, and we've got a follower that's international, right?
a
So
couple
that's,
now,
yeah, I
but
think a
one that
couple
was
of
there
them
from
now.
near the start. So,
Near the
Yeah,
one that was
beginning,
here
yeah,
at the
yeah.
beginning. So,
yeah. So, and where is that from? Where it was
Croatia,
Croatia. That's right.
yeah,
So
Croatia.
we have one. So to our valuable listener in Croatia, we appreciate you.
shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Thanks for
But there was
listening.
a lot to be thankful for overall, and I just was thinking about Lego in general, but I can't go on without just saying I'm thankful for you guys, thankful for this year together, and I'm thankful that we have every few weeks us to look forward and do this, and it gives us something to pour our passion of Lego into, and I hope others enjoy it. But anyway, I'm looking forward to 2025.
What about
Yeah,
you, Eric? It's
yeah,
your
Eric, what
turn.
about you?
Yeah, yeah. Well, my I didn't wanna interrupt. John had a good thing going. I was just gonna let
Thank
him
you,
vibe for a minute,
I
man.
knew he was
thank you.
gonna roll on and roll on
I
and
was gonna
roll
let
on,
him
and we're
vibe for a
trying
minute.
to.
Oh,
I need a drink after that part. Hold on.
yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself and clear my throat.
So my 2024 was interesting because I really elevated at a lot of levels from within the hobby as far as like building techniques and the way I build. Of course, us kicking this off and getting closer, the four of us getting closer and learning more about each other and the times that we interact much differently now than we did before. No better, no worse, just differently, and that's good. That's an exciting change to see just from the Lego hobby in particular. Of course, the year of space. Like John, I'm a big space fan. And I dug deep into a lot of space builds. Space Baby Moon Base came around in 2024. Very excited for that. It'll
That was
continue
an
to grow.
awesome one.
That'll continue to grow. Kip, you inspired me with your art, so I built my first mosaic in 2024, and I have plans for future ones. As you saw, you and I were at the Pick a Brick Wall the other day. I bought a box of one by one rounds to start prepping. So you've inspired me on that front as well. But a slight negative note, well, negative for me, but positive for others, is the one thing that has changed for me in 2024, and John picked up on it, is you guys know I am very, very budget conscious when it comes to my Lego. The $100 is my sweet spot for Lego. I don't buy a lot of expensive sets, but for some reason, this all starts with space. I fell down the rabbit hole with army building and those freaking Ice Planet Explorers that I bought
Let's save that
n
discussion because that
so
you
many
know
of.
yeah, and I followed suit. I mean, I'm proud of you for making that plunge. I think it was worthwhile, and I can't wait to meld our armies and to conquer the space world with
Oh
them.
my gosh, no joke, and then after that, we fall into the D&D figures, and now I've got 18 Dragonborns and gave away 6 of them at our Christmas party. You know?
That was actually the prize. That was the prize. I didn't know it was 6 of them, or I would have gone for that.
That was 6 of them that Rusty ended up getting, yeah. So, and I'm looking at this going and I'm going, "I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these dragons." The Ice Planet figures I at least have a plan for, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these dragons. It's like, I could've spent that money in so many other sets. So it's kind of the interesting thing is in my plans for 2025 are to kind of pull back on that a little bit because, I'm very conscious of maintaining within my space and the minimalism is in constant conflict with the Lego collection, and just kinda pulling back and refocusing priorities for 2025 is what I'm looking forward to. Another shout out is I started my 16 stud city, which has continued to grow. So the way I build has changed drastically in 2024. I felt like I've grown a lot as a builder. So looking forward to see where that takes me in 2025 and where the priorities realign from the collecting side of things. So very excited for that. So that's it. That's been my 2024. Gentlemen, are we ready to get into we're talking a lot about specific details. We ready to get into some set talk?
Of course.
Yeah, you know what, otherwise we'll just go on and on and on about other
That's
things
true.
because we
That's
do
true.
like to talk with to each other, and that's the point of
Yeah.
And
this
there's
whole
a lot of Lego
podcast.
to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of Lego to talk about. So yeah, let's get focused and let's
Yeah.
talk about
We can find plenty of
what
Lego topics that
what
have
we're
nothing
excited
to
about.
do with the top 5
Right.
sets of 20. Cut to an hour later and we haven't even started talking about it. All right, Kip, start us off, good sir.
Oh, wow. Okay. My first choice on my top 5 list is a cheaper set. It is from the Lego City line, and it is set number 60.
That's one I considered. Very good,
Uh,
sir. I like that one.
Kipp! Dun, 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 Kipp.
So
That is one on my list, so I will check that off of my list.
So
I
the
love it.
reason why I chose this is because for me it fit, other than my art phase that I'm going through, it checked so many check boxes for me in all of my other build designs because I used it to create a food concession stand in my amusement park. I used it
Mhm.
to create a brick and mortar building in my city, and then I had the amusement trucks or the burger trucks running through the city on the streets. So, and once you took the truck away, the truck itself was an awesome flatbed truck that could be used for like a tow yard or anything like that. So, the set for 20 bucks, it was a great little versatile set to be used in your city in multiple different ways. So, and it had great printed pieces. The flames weren't stickers, they were printed pieces. The sign was a printed piece. So, no stickers. Well,
Kipp,
That is
that's
a
sorry, there was a couple stickers. I think there was a sign maybe that had a sticker, but that was it.
with the burger sign, I think so, yeah. But dude, that is a killer pick. I mean, you that fits right in like some of my favorite price ranges for Lego sets in general. But those little food truck builds, I love collecting those food trucks. I think they're so cool. They've got great. They can be applied to so many things within a mock builder's Lego city or just a kid to play with.
Exactly.
It's wonderful purpose.
And I
Very
love
excited for
the
that.
oversized burger that the guy carries out of the burger stand.
Yes, yeah, that comically large burger. Yes, it makes me laugh. I wanna stack like 4 of those on top of each other, have them carrying a whole big pile.
yeah. I gotta say, the reason that was on my top 5, which I'm glad we agreed to pick more than top 5, because right off the bat, I lost one. I'm so anxious to get my next one out. Kip, it's funny. I don't know. I guess I know you really well because in the moment, I almost could have mouthed, that you were going to do the burger truck. I just felt like it because of the way you're putting it out there. That's just the way I know you. But I love that set as well. First of all, when I saw it, I thought of Kip. So that was the thing, and I saw it right off the bat. I got it right out when it came out, and really for the same reasons. I mean, I'm a city guy myself, and this idea of having a truck that you can drop these little burger stands off, but not only that, you can use this idea of modular trucks, which I'm a big fan of modular anything. Modular trucks gets you the chance to expand and do exactly what Kipp did. So Kipp did exactly what I bought 3 of them for, which was to, build a burger hut, have a burger hut truck, and also to, like, have the actual burger hut out, but also, build other ones, build other a pizza or, a coffee or whatever, but using the truck design as the template. Anyway, I great job, Kipp.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for kicking us off.
That truck was something else. Kip and I were actually at the Lego store on the same day when he bought his first burger truck, and I got to find out what that build was gonna be. That was very, very exciting. I love it, I love it. Alright, we are moving on now to John. John, what is your number 5?
Well, I'm gonna go with one that I bought a lot of when it was on sale, and I saw the part value in it quite a bit, and I latched onto it. So one of my favorite sets, and it's actually on sale right now, which is not surprising, is the Friends Mars Space Base and Rocket,
I
which is
knew that would be
yeah,
on
which
your
is set
list.
number 42605. So when I think about things that I love about Lego, some of them end up in those dang friend sets. And so I have to acquiesce and figure out what to do with it. So here's what I was able to do. So through a series of purchases, I was able to create a moon base consisting of this design of these three, or depending on how I set them up, three or four little pods where they were living quarters, or they were an area to grow food, and they also had attached to it this modular spaceship that you could take out and have the modular piece actually attached to a building. So in my world, I was like, quantities of these could look really cool. So this made my top set for me personally. I think that eventually, when I get my space buildings out, the six or so that I bought will be a prominent part of my setup.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. They're like hamster wheel. Remember when you're kids, you set up little hamster tubes, and
Yeah, yeah, it's a
and the
good
hamster,
analogy,
yeah,
man.
and the hamster would run through the tubes. This is what that is, and it shows up in a lot of other sets. I mean, I'm not gonna. It isn't gonna be one of my top ones, and probably not one of yours. But there's a couple different sets that have that modular kind of like output, that
Mhm.
you can tie into the space, which is the greatness of space. So
Things
anyway,
that
that's
make
mine.
things that are made to be expandable, that allow you to expand upon them are always good tools. Space has done well with that modular design, but also quite literally modular buildings are done that way. But they also have sets like none of us are really Harry Potter people as far as Lego goes, but the Harry Potter line does a good job of their modular sets that connect together to build the full castle over the course of 2 or 3 years. So you build this whole castle made out of, $20 and $30 sets, and it's a really cool way of doing it. And space expanding and growing in that way is awesome. And I'm telling you, man, that purple and orange space base, when you get that thing out, that is going to be a gem to see.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
so looking forward to that.
yeah, that I have that whole purple spaceman thing, and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
and I
yeah.
w I was 100% on board with getting a spaceman purple army, and when this set came out, it fit the bill. So,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
influenced me to build a few other, purple spaceships, and also, there was another set that came out with this that was, I'll just put it out there, I'm just gonna, because it's tied to, as a space research rover, which was also
Mhm.
another friend set that had some really cool pieces in it. I would be shocked if it was on any of your favorite sets, but that set kind of by itself is the feeling that I'm hoping to be able to have for my future moon base. So the friends will be contributing.
Will the mini
Now,
dolls stay in space, or are they going to bricks and minifigs?
I don't know. Maybe minifigs stretch out when they go in space.
there you go. There you go. I like that. So to be honest with you, that rover you were talking about, it did not make my top 5, no, but I would like to give that set an honorable mention. I mean, it's deserving of being on anybody's top 5 or top 10 list because I think the techniques in that set are absolutely incredible, and
Yeah,
it's so
fantastic.
approachable. It's a great price point. I mean, it's a perfect all around set, you know. So I will give that one a shout out. It's not on my personal list, but I would not mind owning that set. So good pick. Unsurprising number 5 from John. Very
S-
exciting number 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my number 5, which is the hotly contested Creator 3-in-1 31147, the retro camera for
Yes.
1999.
Could have savored that a little bit. That
I
is such
had
a
to
cool
make
set.
certain no one broke the pact and pull that one out.
Oh my
So
god. Somebody squeeze that in their selection. They're like,
that's
"I
right.
got you, Eric."
So for those listening, if you remember the Creator 3-in-1 episode we did, I made special mention of that set. That set is incredible. The special strap it comes with, the build techniques, the way it comes together, even the one of the alternate builds is like a Sony Handycam thing. The
Yep.
film canisters with the images on them of other inspired by other Lego Creator 3-in-1 sets. It's a perfect price point. It's so easy to just grab off the shelf and build. It's so satisfying. It has been on my shelf since I built it. Wonderful display item. Wonderful just to pick up and play around with. And I can't believe like the Polaroid, if any of you guys have the Polaroid on your list, that's a killer set too. But between the 2 cameras of 2024, you cannot beat a $20 retro cam compared to an $80 Polaroid. It's just I love that set so much. I love it.
That's right in your sweet spot for sure.
Right in my sweet spot. So, yeah, yeah, that was on all 3 of our that may be the only shared thing on our lists,
We'll see. We'll
which
see.
is kinda shocking, yeah. There's one more I have that I think one of the 2 of you guys I might have to compete against, but I'm not gonna mention it yet. So that's my number 5. I believe we're back to you, Kip. What's your number 4?
So, I'm believe it or not, I have one that's actually you might believe it because I've been doing a lot of art recently. Art, I don't own this one, but I've seen it built and I want to buy it because I want to see the techniques in using multiple piece types other than just dots to create the image that you're trying to create as an artist. So, John, I hope I didn't take another one from you, but this is Lego Art set number 3121. That set,
Oh, silence from John.
John is muted.
John is muted.
That's because I was using curse words. Uh, so Kip, here's all I can say is, that would have been my first pick had I known you picked it. So,
But we
no,
know each other so well.
son of a gun. Oh my jeez. So listen, here's the way I'm feeling right now. 2 of my top 5 have already been selected. And, but I'm gonna say this is definitely in the top 5. It was a gift for my wife on my birthday. It was wonderful to put together. It's a beautiful set. Like when you hang this on a wall, it looks like an art piece. And I love the colors. I love the part use. I love the glow in the dark. I do want to mock it out a little bit because that's just my norm. Like I kind of want to put some stuff in there, some little Easter eggs and stuff. But I'm looking
Spaceman.
at yeah, baby spaceman could fit in there, you know, but it's fantastic and it's a robust set. Like it doesn't just come apart. I mean, these pieces are well put together and I don't know, it would just I wonder if they had said, "Hey, you can use any parts to create a mosaic of the Milky Way," if I would have gone in this direction. And,
It,
you know, if I would have stuck to like plates or tiles or some uniform, but this has every single pieces you've never seen before, and that makes it
that's
really fun.
and
I
that's
like
why it made my list because it went a totally different direction from what I've been even like had the courage to try to go in with art with using hundreds of different piece types to create the image instead of staying with the same constant shape but just changing your colors or simple techniques. This has so much advanced technique structure in my opinion that is something I want to learn from. It will be bought before it's gone off the shelves.
Oh, you haven't built it yet. Okay, well, at least I have that up on you.
That set to me is like it's like the art equivalent of greebling on ships or like kit
Yes.
bashing and model making. You just take a bunch of parts and random pieces of junk that don't look like they belong together, and you pepper them across the landscape to make something incredibly beautiful. No, I do agree. That is a wonderful set, absolutely wonderful set. It's not on the agenda for me to purchase. It's one I would not mind owning, but the price point is a little bit more than what I personally would like to spend. But it is an awesome set, and just the little details in there, like the "You Are Here" plaque, I think is incredible.
Yeah, I think
Um,
this is going to be my birthday set to myself this year.
That
nice.
makes
Yep.
sense.
I'm
It
Yeah,
is a
putting mine.
birthday set.
that is a
It's a
beautiful
big
set.
item. It's a big
Yep,
item.
yep. So
Gosh,
so John, I think we're back to you, my man, number
Sorry,
4.
John, I took his
I
again.
know. Well, I mean, okay, now I have to really think about this because I want to be able to get one on you guys here with my selection.
There's one
Before
I'm surprised you haven't picked yet.
well, I mean, I'm gonna go out on kind of a limb here, and this is one that is not a set, it's a series. And so I think that this counts, which is the Space Pack.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
So
okay, yeah, yeah.
okay.
I'll allow it.
So Series 26 Space Pack. And it introduced the pink space baby and the babysitter. It had, it had a couple different nods to some of the older space series, but it just is loaded with space items. I know that one of my good friends got as many of the penguins as he could. I think he's going to have an ice penguin, Eric,
Oh my
army in the
god.
future. Yep, and the space alien, and you got Gemini with Gemini's belt. I mean, just and this. I'm looking at it right now from a from an actual minifig that I would purchase on its own, and I would buy every all 12 of these on their
Mhm.
own 100%. There's not a
Yeah.
single one of them that I would walk away from. And some of them, like minis, I bought multiples of. I mean, the Space Baby, everyone needs a Space Baby army. And I changed the head on the Space Baby babysitter to like a droid. And it looks really cool with the medical outfit. So there's just some really cool things you can do with it. And so that's it.
My
Thank you for
favorite one
thank you.
from that group was the tourist. I loved the
Yeah.
Space
tourist.
Tourist. Yes.
Can fit
Yes.
in with any build really.
Any
And
city set.
shout out to our producer Cole, who was the alien bugs are really cool too. The purple bugs with the
Yeah,
unique
the
molded
beetle
legs
bugs.
and the beetle things. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, those are
actually
really
seen
cool.
those recently in one of our good friends, Leon
Yeah.
from Peach Lug, but he has done some outstanding Mars mocks,
Mhm.
and he's already been out. I think it was Atlanta BrickCon last year. I saw it when he had his own mock, but he's got an 8 foot section now of Mars, and he uses these all
Yeah.
appropriately. He's got
Yeah.
a lot of them in there, so it was really cool to see.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good one. I'll allow
Thank
that
you,
one.
Yep.
The full
appreciate.
minifigure series. Right on, right
Because
on.
Looks
you know
like
he
no one
buys by
else
the
was going
case
to pick
anyway.
that
He
one,
buys by the case anyway, so
at least.
Yeah. So my number 4, I'm debating on stealing the one that I thought John was gonna pick for sure, or actually going a different direction. I think I'll go a different direction to give not John another chance. If not, I'll give it an honorable mention, but it's deserving of being on the list. So my number 4 is one that I think will surprise you guys. It is a set that I do not own, but one of the things I very much appreciate, as you'll see later on with my list, is function and design in Lego sets along with playability. So my number 4 is the 60409, the yellow mobile construction crane.
very cool set.
So that set, to me, not owning it is the perfect set for adults and kids. All of us as kids wanted to play with Tonka trucks. It's a Lego Tonka truck, basically, with the extendable arms for the anchors. So you've got that realistic base. The crane that goes up, it extends out like 3 feet. I mean, it's this massive extension for a Lego set, but yet it condenses down into the size of like a Lego 18 wheeler, basically. So it's can condense down to be easy to store or easy to display, or expand it out into this massive, impressive thing just by how far it stretches. And everything's fully functional. The way the arm extends, the way the crane goes down. And I also love humor in my Lego stuff as well. What is that crane carrying? A porta potty. That's right.
Right.
Makes me laugh.
It always gotta have a good porta potty in your city, so that
You
adds to
know,
the inventory.
and it takes a crane like that to move a good porta potty.
An appropriately used porta potty.
That's right. That's right. So I think that set was deserving on being on a top list, even though I don't own it, and it's not something that I would normally collect. Just the way it functions and the number of uses I can see it for both play, display, and functionality, it had to make my top five.
Well done. I like it. I concur. Another great set. Not in my top 5, so we're clear.
Yeah, we're clear.
We're good.
Actually,
We're
We're
good.
I
good.
did look at this one, Eric. I will be absolutely honest with you. I looked at this because I was putting, I don't want to give things away, but I was putting 2 city sets in my top 5, and this was probably number 3.
Yeah, I
So,
figured of the three of us, you would be the one that was the closest to being competing with me
yeah,
on that one.
yeah.
So just because I could see you rolling that in with like amusement park and whatnot too. But yep. So that's my number four. So Kip, we're back to you. What's your number three?
Well, I just gave away that one of mine is a city. So another one of mine is a city. So I might as well go ahead and say that one. So I bought this one at full price when it first came out. And then very shortly after it came out, it went on sale drastically. And that is the yellow delivery truck set number 60440.
Yeah, yeah. That one almost made my list.
They made my list. They made my
Yeah,
list.
yeah.
Made my list. Let me go and hold on. Let me go ahead and close that one. Well,
Sorry,
no,
John. I am
let's no,
so
no, it's
sorry,
good.
John.
We're
We
we're
are
on the
on the
same
same
page, brother.
page.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Yeah,
about it.
that set's
So
killer.
for me, of course, the first one I bought, I had to buy it just because I wanted the truck. That was my first Lego yellow delivery truck. I know they've
Mine
made
too.
more,
Yeah.
but that was my first one. But when I bought it and found that like a majority of it was also printed and not stickers,
Very nice. Very
I was
nice.
like, my gosh, I need multiple of these because I
Do you
am
know
going
that
to build
that
my
four
Lego
by
store.
four that 4x4 Lego was on the Pick a Brick a Build a Minifigure on Pick a Brick online. That
Four
one
by
big tile,
Yeah.
that Lego
Oh yeah,
tile.
the 8 by
Uh-huh.
16. It's an 8 by
Yeah.
16.
Well, not that one, which was that was also available. That's
Yeah, it
right.
was. Oh,
Yeah,
you're talking about like the yellow, red, and white
yeah.
sign. Yeah, 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 yeah. I used that right above the door in my city building of my Lego store because I took 2 more of those and made my Lego store out of it for my city. So I love that set. It's amazing. More printed parts than I've ever seen in any other Lego set, I do believe.
There's literally one sticker in that set, and it's the sticker for the TV in the cab,
Right?
and that's it.
Oh no, no, no,
You
no,
know.
no. And then the signs on the hot dog stand.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, yeah. All right, those are technically in the set, but realistically, the set is the Lego truck.
But
True.
all the Lego boxes are printed, you
All the
know.
Lego tiles, yeah, every one of them's a Lego printed tile.
The truck driver
It's
has a red beard.
Yep. But I mean, it was just such an amazing set just for all the printed pieces. And even at $100, it was amazing. But when you started seeing it for $60 at Costco and other big box stores, what a deal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolute steal. I think we were all thinking it was an awfully high price at $100. I mean, even at
Not at
a hundred,
Costco.
yeah, but even at $100, that's fair for what you're
Yeah,
getting. But
yeah.
we, thankfully, courtesy of Costco, we all got it for cheaper.
That's
so,
true. You
so
know what Costco's good for as well?
What is that, John?
Costco's good for hearing aids because I'm having a hard time hearing my buddy Kipp.
I love the segue, John.
Really?
Yes.
Can you not hear me?
Yes, there
Is
it
that
is.
better?
I got my Costco membership for Lego only, and then also for that one moment to
That one moment right there,
communicate with you.
worth every penny.
I'll move
Yeah,
closer to the mic. Sorry.
there you go, brother. Yeah,
The
so
amount
I
of sign language we were all trying to do.
yeah, that was awesome.
I
All
love
right.
it. All right, John, you're number 3, good sir.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, Kip, that was an awesome pick. That was
That was a
on
great
my
pick.
tabs. It was right there. So I already let me
I
close this out.
I'll be honest with you, that one probably would have replaced my construction crane, but it totally slipped my mind when I was going through the list, because when I was going through the list of released sets, I saw delivery truck, and I
Yeah.
was in my head, it's the Lego delivery truck, but
Right.
it's not called the Lego delivery truck, so I completely bypassed it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
that one should be in a top 5, 100%.
okay. All right, here we go. So this one to me is one I can't get enough of, but I also cannot there's no way I can get enough of this one. I'll just do spoiler alert. It's got the gray goat.
Yep.
Anyone? Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha,
Yep.
Okay. All right.
gotcha.
So I'll lead with that. We got the medieval town square, which is set 1033, and it is the release of the gray goat, the exclusive gray goat, which ended up being available on the pick a brick wall, or excuse me, keep saying the wall, but on the Lego pick a brick. I think it was like $5
Yeah, something
per.
like that.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, I love it for a couple reasons. One, I am a sucker for medieval castle theme, and this one has a actual cultural environment that you can begin to create. It's got markets, it's got an extension of a castle, it's got animals, it's got it's got different styles of roof. It uses the thatch roofing that's becoming more and more popular in these builds. It does include a knight. So, I mean, it's honestly loaded, and so is the price point. I mean, this is double the price point, Eric, for you, but it to me is one of my favorite sets. And so I was able to pick one up when it came out because there was a super cool gift with purchase, which is how I roll. And I haven't built it yet. I just look at it.
Oh,
Yeah. So I haven't built it. But I also
That's
did pick up
awesome.
I also picked up some gray cows, or I mean some gray goats online, so I didn't need to open the box to get the gray
The
goat
goat
out.
army grows ever stronger.
Yes, yes.
It's alright, but
It's up
only
to like
only
29
only
now.
only one of us have space goats. There might only be 3 of them, but I've got the space goats.
That's amazing, by the way. I love that. I really
that's
do.
hilarious.
Alright,
All
that's a
right.
good one, man. That's a really good
Yeah.
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah.
Any of those, medieval builds are absolutely incredible, but those higher end ones with the level of detail that they put into it is just insane. And getting a new goat is never a bad thing. We went
Yeah,
from having no goat for so long to 2 goats back to back, and I'm here for it.
with tons of minifigs too,
Yeah, yeah,
which is
Yeah.
also
absolutely.
fun. So,
Yeah, I mean, the Wolfpack guy coming back,
yes.
we all know those torsos have sold out almost instantly on Pick a Brick, as
Every
soon as
time
they
they
come
come
up.
back. Yep.
Every come up. I saw they run bestsellers today. I'm sure they're gone by now.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they were off an hour later.
I'm still waiting for my order from a month ago when they were on
Wonderful.
they were on, I grabbed them and then they were gone. They still haven't shipped out.
I love it. I love it. All right, my number 3. God, this top 5 was hard because there's so many I wanted to put on here that I think are actually, I almost wish we did a top 10, but time is of the essence. So my number 3 is, funny you mentioned, John, about sets being way above my normal price point. This is a set that I have talked myself into and out of numerous times. I do not currently own it. I'm pretty sure I will probably end up owning it at some point, and it will be the most expensive Lego set that I will have ever purchased to date. And that is 21348, the Dungeons and Dragons Red Dragon's Tale.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Absolutely wonderful set. I'll go ahead and check that off. I figured I'd let you have that one because I
Oh, thank you,
also
John.
had I also had that one. So we go ahead and close that tab. But yeah, what a fantastic build
It
on
was
so
one of
many
my
levels.
honorable mentions. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
Okay,
honorable
we all had
mentions.
it. We all had it. Tell us about it. Like, what's your itch? What is this scratch? What itch does this
I
scratch
think
here?
the important thing about that set is it appeals on multiple levels. It's Lego Castle fans' dream. It brings in a whole new aspect of the Lego hobby. It ropes
Fantasy.
ropes in a whole nother community of
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons players, and the concept of utilizing Lego figures in Dungeons and Dragons play. There are YouTube channels that are popping up now that are people doing just that. Playing campaigns, custom made campaigns exclusively with Lego figures.
I
Yep.
can't wait.
Um, it brought in a whole nother level of creativity to the Lego hobby, and joined 2 different degrees of nerd under the
Yeah.
same banner. you know and as somebody who grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons and have not played it in several years, all of the details I love, all the details I get. The fact that it's modular, it's designed to present one unit at a time, and as the party explores, you present new aspects to it. I can see the potential for it to be expanded upon, and you can add new modules to grow.
Yeah,
The
I can see
figures in
that.
it are the figures in it are absolutely incredible, and just like Dungeons and Dragons, you can change them out. The heads are the only really unique thing. There's not unique hands or anything for the characters. You swap out the head, you've got a different race, different class. Same with the D&D minifigure line. So what that set did for the Lego and Dungeons Dragons community, and bringing those two together, it absolutely deserved a shout out. Not withstanding the fact that it is a beautiful set, no matter how you look at it. Do you take D&D away from this entirely, and it is a wonderful castle build. It's just a castle set at that point. So either way, it checks all the boxes across the board. So yeah, I've talked myself into and out of that set countless times, and eventually I will get it, but I'm going to wait for the right moment for it.
Well, that's a good call, Eric. Again, another one on my list. We're all in sync. No surprise. I mean, these sets we've picked so far are fantastic. I think for anybody listening, they'll at least know these sets. We're not like
Hmm.
pulling out any surprises. It's kind of like the headlines, won so far. So, all right, Kip, now we're getting down to, kind of towards what do you got left? This is exciting.
Yeah,
So
this is your number two now, right? Are
2,
we there already?
yes.
Dang.
Yeah. So this is also one that I don't have, but it's on the list, but not necessarily for building and putting in my city, but more for taking for parts. Most people might be shocked by me saying that because it is an amazing building build. It is Lego Ideas Botanical Garden set number 21353.
I mean, that bad boy's
Wonderful.
that one's barely been out, Kip,
I
Yeah,
know.
and you're already parting it out.
I want to, yes.
My goodness.
Because if you are to look at it, that roof, almost every curved part of that roof is a new piece.
that is true. That is very true. I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised to hear that one on a top 5 list, but after looking back on the conversation we had at the Lego store the other day, that no longer surprises me.
Yeah.
Uh, Those pieces are cool, and the way the botanicals are done are absolutely incredible. Um, there are enough different. A lot of the complaint within the community was the Friends Botanical Garden from last year versus this one now, but they are different enough, and everything is unique enough, and those glass panels alone
Yes.
make that cost of admission almost
And
worth
we
it.
all know what we did with the Fringe
Oh
Botanical Gardens. I
yeah.
We
made a
combined them.
skyscraper out of it. I made a skyscraper out of it.
Macadoodle-doo.
You
Imagine
did.
this. Look at those
Yeah.
roof panels and imagine this
You could
skyscraper
create
roof
this.
I could make with
Yeah.
those.
Kip, I see it. I see what you're putting out. Now the problem is your skyscraper is too tall, no one will see the ceiling.
Oh, yes, they
But
will because this is a tiered skyscraper I'm thinking about.
oh my god, you're doing
Ah.
more. Okay. I'm so jealous of your skyscrapers. I've been trying to figure out how to make my existing ones bigger. I actually ordered some parts. Those
Before
trash
Atlanta.
can those
Before
trash
Atlanta.
cans are hard to find.
Competition continues.
All right.
But yeah,
I
that's mine just because it's a great parts. And it's more than just the
So,
roof pieces. I have to go past that just for a second. Sorry guys. I have to
please
say a
do.
little bit more about this. They introduced new flower petals in this one as well.
yeah. Yep.
And those flowers are freaking gorgeous. I want as many of those as I can get to put all around my city and in my landscaping and in the parks and just everywhere.
Hey Kip, would you be a gentleman and tell me what the frick you're talking about?
So you see all
Oh,
those
the
purples
the
and
red roses? I see the red
yes.
roses.
But then the purple like lilac petal flowers up on
Are
the
the
front.
I wonder if those were on a friend set before.
I don't think so. I think those
I
were
see those, and those
introduced.
are cool.
I think those
Those
were
are cool.
introduced. I want to say I heard that in the interview with the creator of this set that they introduced that as a new piece as well in several
Well,
colors.
I know you do your research, so I will tell you. I'll mix that piece as well. I see it now, and, it's fantastic. It's got
So
a
yeah,
nice autumn
that
tree too.
That and then, of course, it's also taking away from the value of the brick bank because all those sand green windows are there too. So just like the botanical gardens from the Friends set did, this one is helping with that to help anybody who wants to make a bigger brick bank, like multiple extra floors. You can now easily get those windows through these sets as well.
Mm,
So this
yeah.
is my part out set that made my top 5 list.
You think it'll ever
I've
go on?
had a
You think
slight
it'll ever
theme
go on
about
sale?
things. I don't think this one will, but I can tell
Probably
you
not.
that
I
those
couldn't imagine
parts
it.
are going to be on Pick a Brick bestsellers for a while.
Yeah.
I think those windows will.
Yeah, that's true. I love that's like a mock builder's top 5 is this is my part out set in my top 5. This is
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of
it's
the way I
beautiful.
did it
It's beautiful, but it will never exist in the form that you see it right now.
in my city.
I will not buy it for not intended.
I love that. I love
They
that.
do have some cool minifigs in there as
Yeah, there
well,
are some great
and
minifigs in there
yeah,
too.
You got those
and they got a yellow bird.
those yellow tulip pieces too are really cool.
Hmm.
Those are really neat.
I mean, I'm looking at it. That new piece that you're talking about is also used in orange. It's used in red. It's used in purple. Excuse me. Yeah,
Awesome.
Forcing me to
yeah,
buy
Great
more and
great
more
pick,
of
Kip.
everything.
yeah.
Great pick.
Well, just for what it's worth, that was on my like 5 to 10 list, so it was
There
on
you
my
go.
list.
There we
It's
go.
So
in your honorable mentions.
yeah, it was in yeah. So
All right, John,
uh,
what is your number 2, good sir?
well, this one's kind of tough for me as well because it's not, believe it or not, it's another series. It's another minifig series. And so, I'm a
John, I'm
nut for
not
minifigs. So,
I'm not 100% sure if you got the assignment.
but no, these all count. These are technically sets.
What
It's just sets of minifigs. Um, I loved the Lego Series 25 minifig because it had a white goat unique and a goat herder.
Dang, I
And
forgot that was the beginning. That was
yeah,
January of
and
2024. I
it
Yes,
totally
it
for
was,
I thought
was.
that
and
was
it,
2023.
oh, I mean, and it had the Dark Lord, and it had the gamer, and it had the black and white guy with the red herring. The white. It's got a warrior. I mean, it's packed with another great selection of minifigs, which I would definitely get a box of to have all of them. But I will say I have 21 of those goats, and so I could not leave that off of my list, and so it had to be in my top one because I got
All right,
21
Eric,
of those goats.
considering he spent more money on that one goat herder than some people spend on full sets, we'll give it
I'll
to
allow
him.
it.
Sweet.
Oh, I love it. No, you're absolutely right, John. That minifigure series is awesome. Of course, the goat was a highlight, but the Dark Lord, the remake of Beta the Bat Lord,
Oh yeah.
basically is incredible. Even shout out to one of the ones that I don't hear a lot of praise for, but I personally really like is the Harpy. I thought the
Yeah,
Harpy was really cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so there was a lot of cool figs in
The
that
mushroom, the
run.
mushroom head,
The
you
mushroom,
know.
I bought 7 or 8 of the mushroom
Yeah.
people because I wanted the heads,
Yeah.
the hat pieces.
Yeah, I've seen those hat pieces used in a lot of mocks. I mean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a great element. So, yeah, so thank you. I appreciate the support. Again, for those listening, that's Series 25 CMF made my top.
that's a good one. That's a very good one. All right, so it's my number 2, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm still debating on, there's still one set I'm surprised John didn't pick, but it'll be in my honorable
I
mentions.
know, right? I've been waiting to hear it
I've
all
been
night,
waiting
and
for
we
it to
know
you
what
know
it
what I'm talking
is.
we know what it is. But, all right, because I kept it off my list because I was like, that's a John one.
Exactly.
All right, my number 2 is a Lego original theme from a Lego original theme. It is a tribute to our producer himself. It is a technical marvel. It is the largest of its type that Lego has produced. It is 71821 Cole's Titan Dragon Mech from the Ninjago theme.
Very cool.
Ninjago. Very nice.
So wanted to show Ninjago some love as kind of the longest running or one of the longer running original Lego themes. But that mech, if you look at the details of it and the way it's fully posable and the knee joints are made using plates sliding against each other, tiles sliding against each other. It's posable in every direction. The Technic pins on the back that provide that ankle movement and support. The full wing display. You can put this thing in any position you want, and the level of stability it has. I also love the commitment to that being the thing. There are no side builds. There's one minifigure. All the parts budget was put into making this one mech the best possible mech. It's the largest mech Lego's produced. You know, the sword is a freaking one of the propeller pieces from the Dune Ornithopter. Absolutely incredible build. I do not own it. And John, I know you're looking at it right now. What's the price of it?
Oh, $100, right in your
That's right.
range.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's my sweet spot.
that's it.
$100.
$100.
So
Yep.
$100. I think it is a wonderful set for anybody who's into mechs, anybody who's into Ninjago, or anybody who's into just good technical design. Which is
Absolutely.
one of the reasons that I really, really appreciate it. Is the techniques that go into making that thing are incredible.
Yep. I'm definitely going to have to buy more mechs because I want to start teaching myself how to design buildable characters better.
Yeah.
And that's probably the first step, in my opinion, is to learn how to do arms and legs and torsos, and then you can just build off and shape off of that.
Yeah, mimicking human forms using plastic bricks is difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great choice. Great
Yeah,
Thank
well
you.
choice.
done.
Thank you. I'm
Well
I'm
done.
quite I'm quite proud of that one. I knew it was not going to be on either one of your lists, but it was deserving on being of a top list.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Well done. Very well done. I got to be honest with you. I am so curious what you guys think which one I would pick, that I've also on the side been scanning every single one to make sure what am I missing
What
that
is
they
he
think,
missing here?
what do they
And
think I would pick?
unless it's his number one kit, which would not surprise me.
And then I'm going to be like, what did I miss? Oh my God.
Which, speaking of number one,
Yeah,
Kip,
Kip, what do you
we are
got?
down to it. What is your number one set of
So
2024?
I've been holding off on this one because I had a feeling it might not make either of y'all's lists, so I didn't want to, lose that one. Or I didn't feel like I was going to lose that pick quickly. I'll put it that
Okay.
way.
Yeah.
So
So you're saving it for the very end.
I was saving it for
You
the
knew
very
it'd be
end.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a space themed set, believe it or not. But I had a feeling it wouldn't make your list because it is from the Lego Technic line.
I
It
know
is
the one you're
the
from. That's a
Planet
good one.
Earth and Moon in Orbit set. Set number
That was
Outstanding.
beautiful one.
42179.
Beautiful set, Kip. That would be in my 5 to 10.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is a very, very good set.
So this is the very first Technic set that I've bought since coming back in from my dark ages of Lego.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I love this set, number one, because I do like astronomy and I like how it did the whole rotation and kept things in alignment, and you could see the calendar around, or at least the month calendar around the red ring, and then you can tell your days and so on and so forth. So you get to see the full year in the rotation. But beyond that, for me, because I'm a big again, I'm getting into my parting and technique side of things while I'm buying sets, is because I wanted to figure out all of the different gearing for slowing down and speeding up the rotations on all of the different gear types. And I'm sure, as you can
It's a way of
tell,
learning right there.
there's a lot of different gears in this to make everything spin exactly how they wanted it to spin. I was thinking, hey, I'm going to learn how to make things spin at different rates so I could use that in my amusement park buildings.
That's outstanding. Have you figured it out?
Oh yeah, I've learned a lot from this set. It
Oh,
is an
that's outstanding.
amazing set.
That's awesome.
So
One of the
this was
things I
my
love.
learning set of the year, and that's why it's my number one as well.
That is a great one, man. That is a great one. One of the things I will shout out on this set real quick that some considered a criticism of it, but I disagree, is how much of the Technic gearing is exposed.
Mhm.
I've known people that would like to see more of this covered so it was more display like, but in my opinion, that gearing exposed is the display. You're
Yes.
watching the mechanism at work.
It's like watching a clock mechanism. It's
Correct.
amazing.
Absolutely. So yeah, shout out on that. This is another one that I do not yet own, but it is one that I will
I
purchase
do own
before
this one,
retirement.
and because I
Yeah.
wanted to learn from it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was even a day one purchase when it came out for me.
Yeah.
So
Great. I think you and I were at the Lego store when you bought
I
this.
think so. Yeah.
I think we were
Yeah.
together when you purchased this set.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that set is a good pick. Very honorable pick, Kip. Well
Yeah.
done. Well done, sir. Well
Thank you,
Good
done.
sir.
job, Kip.
Thank you.
Way
And
to
John,
bring it home strong
did
with
I
that one.
not steal one from you?
No, and I'm still so
Yes.
curious. So, I mean, let me just say this. So, I had a really hard time, all right, because I'm a castle freak and I like the castle bed and breakfast. That was a friend set. I
Yeah, that
like
was
that.
almost made my list too.
Yeah, like that actually came up at I think also came up at 50% off somewhere. So like, yeah, that one was really cool. You know, the Alien Space Pack was fun. You know, they had the chess set, which I got because I love chess. And then there are some really cool space. You know, they got the like the space lab. And I'm not trying. I don't think you're gonna take any of these, Eric. So I'm just gonna say like a couple things. They got the 3 pack, which I love it when they do that. When they bring like a poly bag and a small pack and a medium pack together, that has the space for especially for quantity because you need lots of things. So this really was the year of space, and so the thing that I also stood out was the modular space station, right? So like maybe that was something that you thought that I might pick as my top, but because you know a lot of space. But I think I'm going to surprise you guys with my top pick because it's also one that I got quite a few of, and it will always be displayed in something that I do because it has many uses, and it's set number 40725, the cherry blossoms.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what?
And
To
Eric, I do
Rusty.
believe you were with him when he bought a majority of the ones he
I believe
has.
I was.
That is one of my
I
favorite
uh,
sets of the year.
I built a bunch of them with
One of
him
my
at
favorite.
Columbia BrickCon.
That's
An
right.
amazing experience, yes. And
Um,
I got my fill of them, and everyone should get their fill of them. They're an amazing set.
the, all
I
right,
have
all
7
right.
parted out within arm's reach of me right now.
I do too.
Yeah.
Like right back, those couple one of those bins right there is a part out, but
I'm
of
comfortable
that,
having a whole bin full of those parts because
yeah,
I know at some point I'm gonna build some fantastic trees.
dude. Okay, that was not even on my radar for John's list,
Ding,
and
ding,
it
ding, ding, ding.
should have been. It should have been on my radar for John's list. Oh my god, that is such an appropriate number 1 for you.
Thank you.
And it's a beautiful price point too. It's great for mock
$15.
building, it's great for display,
$9.
it's great
$9
it's a
if you
great
buy it.
gift
7.99.
for
Yeah.
non-Lego fans. Yeah.
Our
Well,
producer gave it away at the Santa Steel thing at their party. I saw that and I was like, I don't know if I
nice.
wanna, yeah, but I
Those
got mine.
those were your giveaways, Coles, for that? That's cool. That's awesome. I would have been happy with that too, man. Heck yeah. But that's incredible. Such a good number 1 pick from you,
Thank
John.
you.
Yep.
Thank you
Well
both.
done.
What I'm
Very
happy to
surprised.
participate in this ranking. It means a lot that I threw you off. Thank you.
It really, yeah,
Hey,
hands
Eric, I
down.
gotta ask you, which set did you think it was gonna be that he
It
was gonna
I'll wait. Let me say my number 1, and then I'm gonna do
Okay.
it as an honorable mention
Okay,
Okay.
I
because
like
it
it.
is an honorable mention for me.
Okay.
So, it's an honorable mention because it would have made the top 5 had I not thought for sure John was gonna pick it. Um, so my number 1 set is I don't think this should surprise any of you guys with how you what you know about me and what I've talked about over the year, but also me taking my time to acquire things. My number 1 set came out earlier this year. It is a set from a theme that they will probably never make again. So for me, it was a must have. The technical aspects of this set are absolutely incredible. It is above my $100 preferred price point, but it is willing to splurge for. And that is 10327, the Dune Atreides Royal Ornithopter.
Yep. I
What the
knew it.
deuce?
I knew it
All right,
because
I'm
we've
gonna
had
wait for Cole to
multiple conversations.
post that picture, Cole. I have no idea what that one is.
The Dune Ornithopter is my favorite set of 2024.
The Dune
Um,
Ornithopter. I love
they
that
will
name.
they will never make a set based on Dune again. I grew up a huge fan of the Dune books and even the crappy sci-fi miniseries, which was god awful, but I watched it a couple times because I was a Dune fan. The movies came out, they're incredible. I love this build so much. You can flap the wings, the landing gear is retractable with the pull of a lever. You get an epic minifigure selection that you will never see again. You've got the world's longest fabric cape piece that Lego will ever produce.
Wow, that is a
You
really
know?
cool that's a really cool series, and the golden headpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of parts in here that only exist in this set too, like that I don't think that gold headpiece is anywhere else right now. I mean, I'm sure it will get reproduced elsewhere, but I believe that golden hood is exclusive to this set, at least as of right now.
I hope I get lucky at, like,
Um,
a Big Lots where somebody took a set back somewhere and it ends up, because I will not pay full price for this, but I would buy it
And I'm
at a
pretty sure that
discount.
is the tallest minifigure ever made.
well, it's a
Taller
regular
than
size
Lord Business.
it's a regular size minifigure, it's just on a stand with a very long dress piece. But, the mechanics in it are so cool, and this was a set that I really tried to hold off as long as I could to see some sort of sale or price drop, and I just couldn't. It was a double VIP points for the record player, have to hit the $200 threshold for the record player, and there was not much I wanted to buy, but I said, "Double VIP points, I wanna buy something," and I went, "Now's the time." I pulled the trigger on the Dune Ornithopter and the retro radio, and I'm very happy with that. So have not built it yet, but boy, you are gonna see a happy Eric. That weekend that I build that set,
Yep.
that's gonna be a very happy
Eric,
weekend.
you know when you should I'm thinking you should build that set. I mean, this is just a thought for me to you. That should be your New Year's build.
That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, that should be my
Start
my
off your new
my
year with
my New
such
Year's
an
Eve, New Year's Day build.
amazing build.
Yeah. You know what? I will adopt that. I like that plan. I like that plan a lot, good sir. So that is my number 1, and that is deserving of to be on anyone's number 1 spot. Not that
Well
I'm
Yeah.
done.
biased or anything, but
That is a great set, and those minifigs do rock. I will say.
those minifigs are killer. Yeah, and I'm convinced we will never see another Dune set. There's no way I can imagine them making another one. I don't know how they possibly made this one. I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
how they got away with that, but we will never see another Dune set. So if you were remotely a Dune fan, this is a must buy.
Well, that's fantastic. I love that set, and to be honest with you, I'd overlooked that set in general because it's just not my cup of tea, but having heard you explain it and also now looking at the minifigs, that's certainly a very popular set, I'm sure, so awesome pick, great pick.
And John,
Alright.
You can recolor that in purple for a
I
space.
anything in purple. Anything in purple. 24 was a year of purple for me, so that's
Yeah,
another thing. Alright, that
I
was
love it.
fun. I have a whole bunch that we didn't talk about, so, like, I'm interested in y'all's, maybe we do, like, the top 3 at the most, we kinda fire through them, to see what else we had on the honorable mention. What do you think I was gonna pick? And I'm upset because I
That's
probably
what I'm
have
gonna
it
say.
here.
I will start that out real quick with one of my
Alright.
personal honorable mentions, and I've mentioned this set in past recordings as well, which is why it's definitely in my top 10. But that is the 60430, the Interstellar spaceship, the $20
Uh-huh.
space build.
I
Mhm.
have that right in front of me right now.
Yeah, yeah.
As you were
Mhm.
looking at it, I was reading the number. Yeah, fantastic build. I've seen some rebrickables where you combine 2 of them,
There's some
etcetera.
good rebrickable
There's
ones
some
for it. Yeah,
really good, this is classic. Like,
yeah,
it's a shift, and they're using more of that dark orange and that off blue color, which
yeah.
I don't mind, but I will tell you, I like the new space figure torsos and
They
how
are
they have,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, they're super cool. I like how they have the different color arms for different functions, different roles. Great pick. Okay, well, that's a great honorable mention.
So I'll go ahead and give my other 2
Okay.
as well, and then we'll just go around. My other one is this is another little shout out to Cole, our producer, who's a big Star Wars guy. One of my favorite things is when Lego gets weird with their properties and don't take them seriously. So one of my honorable mentions is 75389, the Dark Falcon. 'Cause
Oh,
you take an
Okay.
iconic Star Wars spaceship and flip it on its head by turning into a villain ship. It's not a just boring gray ship like you normally see from Star Wars. You get some fun figures that are unique alternate reality twists. It's fun. It's Lego having fun with an IP, and I like fun.
That was a
So
day 1 pick or pickup for Cam. I know he was there day
yeah,
1
he
for
got
that
that
one.
day 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's not one I'm gonna spend $180 for. I will, however, wait for it to go on sale, and if it's within a reasonable price range, I may pull the trigger on it, but not for 180.
no,
Um,
no?
No, no, not for 180.
Okay.
And one of my other ones, my 3rd one would be the retro or excuse me, what's a toss up between 10334 retro radio or the, 638 Castle Bed and Breakfast. I'll give it a toss up between those 2. The retro radio's functions are incredible. The color scheme I love. At the end of the day, it's just a radio that's going to sit there with some really cool gimmicks, but the build experience I think is what kind of makes that set. But the Castle Bed and Breakfast has so much application despite, I almost said despite being a friend sets, but friend sets are some of the best sets nowadays it seems. Bed and Breakfast can be mocked out to be a complete build, and once I find a good price on that, heck, I haven't quite seen it cheap enough, that bed and breakfast will be mocked into my 16 stud city. That's definitely going to have a place on a 16 by 32 base plate.
I think that'll be easily done on a 16 by 32. I think you can make that
Yeah.
and keep the integrity of the design.
Yep. I think so
Yeah.
too. You just shrink it down like
Yeah.
by 2 or 3 studs.
There you go.
So those are my honorable mentions.
All right.
Kip, what you got?
Yep.
So basically, I only have one left because the other two that I had picked were taken already in the list. So I only have one left on my top 8 list.
That's good.
Because the other two were the D&D Keep, the
Okay.
expensive
Yep.
set that neither of us
Yep.
have
The
bought, but we've
red
had
dragon's tail.
the pleasure of seeing at John's.
Yeah.
And some of us had the pleasure of helping build at one of our meetings.
Thank you
So,
very much.
yep. So that was one of mine. So I don't really need to talk any more about that one. The other one, of course, was the camera, the retro
Yeah.
camera. So then finally, out of my top 8, this one was an honorable mention, and it's because for me, it's a great build, but at the same time, for me, it would have been more of a learning experience as well, because it has some great roof techniques in it. And it is the Lego Disney Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Cottage,
Oh, okay. That's a
set
good one.
number
Yeah.
43242.
Easily overlooked, but
Yep,
absolutely fantastic build.
yep. So the minifigs are great. I don't want to say standard because they're cool seven dwarfs. That's the only time you're really going to get to see them. And of course, you still get the Wicked Witch, or I said the Wicked Witch, the Evil Queen, Snow White, and then Prince Charming as well. But the roof techniques on that house, I love how we've got it's like a thatch slope on one side, and then it almost has been sunken down in one area, like it's been weathered a little bit and has had some sinking in the middle. And it's just such a cool looking build as far as the roof is concerned to me. So, as we all know, and I have stated in previous recording of ours, I am going castle in the upcoming future. And I'm going to need a bunch of cottages and things like that. So I'm looking at roof designs and things like that. And I figured this would be a great roof design to use on one of my bigger, maybe even like one of the farm outhouses for animals or something like that. I could use a roof like that for something like that. So I don't know. I'm intrigued by the technique behind it and I want to dive into it a little bit more. So that's why it has made my list because I just love what looks to be an awesome roof technique and I want to learn more. Inquiring minds
Very
want to
nice.
know.
Yeah, I mean, that's one where if you go to Rebrickable and Gabazon is a guy that does a lot of like he builds platforms for sets that are in there. And so he does this 232 by 32 plate diorama that he builds to display that particular set. And it's
Mhm.
so cool. I love that build. I've started
Yeah.
building it, never completed it,
It
which is
looks
crazy.
like, it looks like the type like with the roof dipping down and everything. I mean, it looks like a mock that would be very fragile, but it's an actual Lego set, so
Yeah.
we know it's got a certain level of stability. So that's a good one, man. That's a good honorable mention. Quick shout out to producer Cole, who tossed into the chat Lego 75 the invisible hand Star Wars mini scale ship display. And I will say, good bring up, Cole. That is a very, very good ship, and one that I don't think we would ever really see in any other capacity, which the MIDI scale is perfect for. So I'm a big fan of that MIDI scale line, and definitely want to see it continue. So good shout out, good honorable mention.
Good job, Cole, as always.
Yes.
All right, do I get to bring it home?
Take us home. Take
All
us
right.
home, John.
All right. So you guys, we cleaned each other's lists out, which was kind of neat, you know. And so, like Kip, most of my selections have been chosen. I do want to highlight a couple of them. You just were talking about the Friends Castle Bed and Breakfast. That definitely that was on my list and worth seconding. Then, no surprise, jump right into the space. So the modular or the space base and the launch pad, which is the largest of the space base sets, has an actual launch pad for all these ships that you buying and that you can get. It has a really cool mining apparatus with a spinning crane with a a an area that is like a cockpit in the sky, and then some of the minifigs are really cool on that one as well. So that one's packed with minifigs. It's got a
John,
gold. Yeah.
that's the one I thought you were gonna pick for
Is it?
yours.
Okay.
That's the
I
one
can
you thought?
understand.
So we thought 2
Yeah.
different things, Kip. I thought for
Well,
sure it was the interstellar
No, it was
spaceship.
the space base, basically.
you were thinking,
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
Because I
Well,
remember seeing what you've done already.
yeah. So you're right. You're already seeing it. So it falls in line with like combining the friends, combining this. I also love the modular space station. So I think that's super cool. Displaying it's kind of tough. But then we just switch gears. I don't have this set. It's in your price point, Eric. I think it fits in any display hanging from the sky, which is set number 77073, the battle bus from Fortnite.
I think that's a
Nice.
good one, man. That is a
Thank you.
very good pick. That is probably the
Sneak
best
pick.
set for value as well, because you get what, 10 minifigures for $100?
Yeah,
Right.
and they're all cool.
And they're all awesome figures. I don't play Fortnite. I dabbled in it when it first released back in my GameStop days. That set is incredible, and you'd want to talk about repurposing it. Even if you're not a Fortnite person, that bus build alone, you could just take the balloon thing away, and you've got a great bus for your city. You
Mhm.
know,
Yep,
so
it's the similar size to remember the ghost the one from,
Hidden side.
Hidden Side Bus,
Yeah.
similar
oh
size,
yeah,
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah. It is a
Yeah.
similar scale. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
That's
that's
a
it,
good
and
one,
I
man.
loved it. Thank you.
And it's got fun minifigures too, which
Yeah.
we all love fun minifigures.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
that's awesome. Good. I'm glad that one came up. I'm glad that
Yeah.
one came up. Very good.
I
Very
think
good.
I think we were pretty diverse in our selection,
I think
Yeah.
so too.
we skipped some big categories, but, we're A-falls, and so, what do you expect?
Yeah, you can't you have well, like, as mentioned at the beginning of this episode, with as much as LEGO's been putting out, you literally cannot give credit to everything
That's
you
right.
can't give credit to everything in a top 25 list, much less a top 5.
Right.
It's crazy. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was our top 5 our individual
Woohoo!
top 5 sets of 2024. So, we're not quite done with the episode yet, but I do wanna give a quick shout out. Let us know what your top 5 lists of 2024 were, in the comments. Let us know what you thought of ours, very excited to hear about that. But before we retire this year and look forward to 2025, I want to take a brief moment to recognize the accomplishments that our group, the group that we are all a part of, the Lego user group SC Bricks, has done throughout 2024. At the end of the day, SC Bricks is why this podcast exists. It's how we all met. If you've listened to the origin episodes with our co-founder Andrew, along with John. So I'm going to hand the mic over to John. And John, I just want your thoughts and recap of SC Bricks in 2024 and what we're looking forward to in 2025.
Well, thank you. So, first of all, I'm happy to be able to speak on behalf of this amazing community in this environment. So, getting to just kind of give a recap briefly of our community's, interest this year. First of all, SC Bricks is an amazing group of AFOLs, and we live and breathe by you know, are the three words of design, inspire, and create. And this idea of having friends that are doing the same thing that you're doing as adults is really hard to find sometimes, especially when you're a niche like Lego. And so we have a very large group. And this year, 2024, has been a year of growth and rebirth for the group. It's our 6th year of existence. Our membership continues to grow. We rolled out our second club BrickCon. We had another successful year with our Columbia BrickCon. We were Lug of the Year at Atlanta BrickCon. We continue to add members every month. We just got done with our annual Christmas party where we donate sets to local charities. So we're spreading the wealth. This podcast really has kind of taken off this year, and this relationship with you guys has blossomed. We've done more collaboration than ever before. I'm excited for people to see our trailer park mock that's coming out at going to be debuted at Atlanta BrickCon. And so there's just a
So
lot of good stuff.
at the time of listening, just a quick interlude, at the time of listening, audience, that should be about 2 weeks before Atlanta BrickCon. So
Yep.
you got a chance to come check it out in person.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I mean, SC Bricks is thriving, and we're looking forward to what's ahead with the group. From a club perspective, we've dipped our toe in a lot of different things this year, and it has really paid dividends. And so we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep expanding these different digital shorts that we've done with YouTube. Brick Lounge is kind of a big focus, as well as the events that we're taking. We've added member perks to the list. Our Discord is blowing up every day, so just a lot of good stuff, and I'm excited about 2025. So that's it, Eric and Kipp and Cole. Thank you guys.
I got one thing left to add to what
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to in 2025. We will be taking Brick Lounge to Atlanta BrickCon
Oh, that's true.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So if you want to
for
meet
the
the faces
fun.
behind the voices, check us out. Like I said, at the time you'll be listening to this in about 2 weeks. So you got 2 weeks to figure out how to make it to Atlanta BrickCon to see the
Come say
faces
hi.
behind the voices. So, and believe it or not, John's shorter than he sounds. So,
We'll see about that.
well, guys, I just want to take a moment. I mean, this has been an awesome year, and doing this with you is one of, as John, you said it best, is a highlight of every couple of weeks when we're able to get together and do this. And at the end of the day, it's so much fun. We're just hanging out. We're sharing our passion with the community and our own love, which was the whole purpose of why we wanted to do this. I'm excited to go into 2025 and produce next level content from Brick Lounge, the podcast, the YouTube, everything going forward. It's just going to get better and better. And I can think of no group of gentlemen I would want to expand and grow with than the three gentlemen on this call right now. So
Yay.
Well
Thank
thank
said,
you.
you.
sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that goes for you as well. So if you're listening at home, let us know what you thought of this episode. Like, as I said earlier, give us your personal top 5 or top 10 or top 25. Let us know if you absolutely disagree with any of our picks. Of course, be nice. We are sensitive types.
Very sensitive.
Very sensitive. But seriously, audience, thank you so much for listening. At the end of the day, we're just talking to each other, but it's you that gets the end result of this product, and we really, really work hard to put out something quality for you and to share our passion with you. And we would love you to share your passion with us. So
That's
let
right.
us know anything that you want to listen. Do all the things on the YouTube, the like, the comment, the subscribe, follow SC Bricks on any of your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. And guys, we're going to have an awesome 2025.
On you, Eric.
On to you.
Bricks down.
Breaks down.
Breaks down, buddies.
Woohoo.